Hey everyone, the name is Erik Thor, and in today's video allow me to show you how you can break that wall. I mean the wall of intuition, because a lot of the time people are struggling to access their creativity, and people are doing it because they often don't know and they have contradicting ways of how they can be creative. And what I have learned, because I am first and foremost a very creative type. I have always been a creative type. That's been my gift to the world. Okay, I haven't actually done anything with my gift, but I have creativity. I don't have the potential or the fruits of creativity yet, but I have the actual creativity. And there's an important distinction here, because a lot of people are often so caught up in celebrating people who have been creative. People talk so much about philosophers that have had amazing thoughts. They talk about writers that have written great works, but they rarely talk about people who are being creative, because we tend to look at people who are being creative with quite a bit of skepticism. We go, how do you really thought this through? Or that's not gonna work. But how do you get through that issue? But that's not you're not going to do that. That's not possible. That's against the law. That's I don't know. We have so many ideas, and we are so caught up, and we are so bad at intercepting intuition and creativity. It's like it's I think one of the first steps into becoming more creativity is recognizing that that wall is there. You're gonna be facing a lot of questions from people all around you. I have people all around me that want to monitor and control my work and my creativity and my creative expression. And the first thing I've learned to do is to not let that happen, actually honoring my own process and my own path to creativity. What I noticed was, as a creative type, what I would do is in a situation that required brainstorming, for example, in a project at work or in school or in another setting, what I would do is I would leave the room. To access my creativity, what I would do is I would leave the room. I'd either head outside for a bit, close my eyes, breathe, think, calm my mind, or I would, for example, go into a dark room or a toilet or a bathroom or something, and I would just sit there and think. And then I would come back. As soon as I found an idea, I would come back and I would say, this is what we do. Because often if you it's very hard to brainstorm. True, it's really hard to brainstorm. Most environments are not adept at handling brainstorming, and most environments don't encourage creativity. They say they do. They tell everyone, let's think for a bit. Let's come up with an idea. What do you guys want to do? And the crowd goes blank and everyone goes quiet and nobody knows what to do. And if they have ideas, they don't dare to express it. And if they have the beginning of an idea, they go, that's stupid, or that's not gonna work, and they shut it down immediately. What I do is I also try very hard to honor other people's creativity. Most groups, what I see in most groups is people will immediately shut each other down when they have ideas. But what I do is I will go to people after the meeting or after they brought something up, and I will tell them that's a good idea. And I will talk to them in private. And I will ask them about the idea, and I will try to get them into that process of actually thinking about the idea. Because, you know, ideas are fragile. You can, when it comes to what already is, when it comes to traditions have been there for 100 years. They are secure, they are steady, they are stable institutions. You can rely on them. You can just go to them whenever you want to. And you don't have to be as vulnerable, because with ideas you have to be vulnerable. You have to stand up for something that you don't know is gonna work. You have to talk about something and it has a lot of cracks in it. All ideas naturally have cracks in them because you haven't built them thoroughly yet. You haven't tested them in reality. You haven't done them. And coming into becoming more creative is also about, of course, humor. And it's about kind of getting over that initial fear of what if the idea isn't gonna work. When it comes to creativity, what I notice about all creative types is that all creative types tend to be very brave. They are very brave because they are standing up for something, standing up for the weakest things in society. They are they are exploring something new, and what they explore might not work, and it puts them often in danger. People who are highly creative are often people who live on the thresholds of society. They are rarely the rich people who have so much resources at their disposal. They are usually the people who have the least to lose. The truly creative types that I've studied, from J.K. Rowling to Albert Einstein to all kinds of people, are usually people who start with very little. And that's also the thing. You have to be, because the more you have and the more loved you are and the stronger your networks are and the higher credibility you have, the harder it is to stand up for your ideas, because then people are going to immediately go, how dare he have an idea? How can he do that? That's not right. That's not how it should be done. And that idea is wrong, and therefore he is stupid, and therefore he is ignorant, or whatever. Like, people have so many, like, they judge people so harshly for their ideas, and it's frankly ridiculous. I think often when it comes to ideas, what you have to also do is you have to recognize that ideas are not truly yours. It's not the case that an idea is your own idea, and that's also a problem, because people are often scared of voicing their own ideas, scared that other people will steal their ideas. People are, in that sense, limiting their idea, because they aren't speaking out about it, other people aren't hearing about it, and other people can't help them succeed in it, and they can't develop it, and it becomes like this block. People are so afraid of sharing their ideas, sharing their novel ideas or their book concepts, or telling people about what their ideas are. And that's, of course, because people want to resist the control, because they want they want to make sure other people don't control them for the idea. But what you have to do, and I think what you need to pursue, is to voice your idea in a way that doesn't let other people take control over it. You have to find a way to represent and pursue your ideas bravely, with courage. And when other people tell you you're wrong, or you're heading in the wrong direction, or it's not going to work, you still have to trust your own judgment, and you still have to say, well, I'm going to do it anyways, and I'll see. I think a lot of the time, creativity is so much about understanding that an idea is not just for you. Ideas are something that can help everyone. Your idea can change the world, and it can change people's lives, and it can truly touch people. And your ideas, for that reason, you have kind of a responsibility to your ideas. And that's also the thing. Like, a lot of people are worried that they will have a ton of ideas, and that they will just keep on having ideas, and that they will never finish anything. That they will just keep on going to in one direction, and then another idea, and another idea, and another idea. But what you have to understand is also, what is your role in the creative process? Perhaps, and I think usually that's the case, your ideas disappeared because they weren't good enough. Because there were other ideas that needed you more. Or because ideas are like stepping blocks in a game. Like, you have to jump from platform to platform to platform. And really, ideas aren't about stopping at the first platform and then doing that. Ideas are often about reaching the highest platform and finding out where all the ideas lead, what the idea behind ideas is. Really, to get to the true idea, to your idea, you have to pull. You have to really pull. You have to really keep on jumping, and you have to not get discouraged earlier. Like, go, halfway through your journey, decide, this is where my ending point was. No, it wasn't. If you feel a pull still to go to the next block, it's because your journey is not over. And that's also the thing here. The creative process is a long process. It's a very, very long process. And it requires you to go through a lot of things. And a lot of the time, ideas aren't, not all ideas are meant to be acted upon. And not all ideas are your ideas. Some ideas will be taken up by other people. And you have the gift of being able to jump and explore other people's ideas and to test out these blocks. But eventually you'll find someone else will take these ideas and they will develop them and they will work for them. So you also have to understand that we are millions of people who are creative and there are millions of ideas, and if you don't want an idea, you can always pass it along to someone else to find. And you can keep going. There is nothing worse than rushed creativity, than forced creativity, in the sense that people tell you, you should be creative now, or now we should brainstorm, or now we should be creative. And when people rush ideas and go, let's not be more creative, let's start working on this idea right now, let's get this done immediately. And that's just because then you realize immediately when people say that ideas are not the goal in themselves. Ideas are only a tool to something. To some people, ideas will only be tools, but for a creative type, if you are a creative type, then ideas have to be something more than just a tool. The idea has to be the goal in itself. And if ideas are the goal in themselves, then you can't stop or get discouraged. Then you have to actually see ideas through to the end. I think what happens after you've been on this journey for a long time is you can also find yourself realizing all of these ideas fit into a team. What tends to happen often when people hit like the middle age or something, I'm not near there where I'm meant to be yet. I have a long way to go before my ideas will be complete in a sense. When people hit the middle age, when they start getting older, they start realizing this is the theme of my life. All of these ideas that I've been exploring, all of the things and workplaces I've jumped between, all the places I've been to and the countries I've explored and experiences I've had and ideas that I have tested out have been a part of this big team. And I think all of us, all creative types, have this bigger creative team. This team of ideas that all fit together. And when you found that team, I think that's when true magic starts to happen, because then you actually don't feel as lost anymore. Because people often can, early in the process, feel very lost. They can feel like, where am I going? What am I doing with this? What's the point of this? But when you find your team, and you start seeing the patterns, and you start seeing, oh wait, these are the kinds of ideas I'm attracting, because early in the process they can seem very random and nonsensical. But eventually, you will find the theme that connects all ideas. And that's also an added point of reassurance, I think, for a lot of people. When you have your team of ideas, you have like a big spell book. It's like having a big book of spells that you can pull from and use in any situation. And that's also a huge source of power for a creative type. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you can share perhaps in this video your advice on how to become more creative and what you do to become more creative. Perhaps you have thoughts on how creativity is associated with type, or how this can be different from other personality types. After all, I'm an INFJ, and this is my INFJ perspective. Anyways, for now, may the neurons be with you.